A stroke rarely strikes out of nowhere. It builds quietly, layer by layer, through habits we often overlook. The truth? These habits seem harmless at first, a salty snack here, a restless night there. But over time, they create the perfect storm inside our blood vessels. Doctors at the CDC warn that up to 80% of strokes could be prevented with simple changes. Yet millions of adults still carry on with routines that slowly damage the brain and heart. Think about it. A small choice today might not feel dangerous, but repeated every day for years, it can push you closer to a life-changing event. And here's the hardest part. The warning signs are almost invisible until it's too late. That's why ignoring these small but deadly habits is never harmless. We may believe we're fine today, but tomorrow could bring the bill. So stay with me as we uncover the 7 daily choices that quietly raise your stroke risk and what you can do right now to protect your independence. Number 1. Smoking. Cigarettes are one of the most dangerous everyday habits for stroke risk. The World Health Organization reports that 1 in 5 stroke deaths is linked directly to smoking. Each cigarette damages the inner lining of your blood vessels, making the blood thicker and pushing arteries toward hardening. This sets the stage for dangerous clots that can block blood flow to the brain, and it's not just the smoker who suffers. A study in the Lancet Neurology showed that regular exposure to secondhand smoke raises stroke risk by 20–30% compared to people who avoid it. So even sitting in a smoky room can quietly harm your brain and heart. The good news is how quickly your body begins to heal. Within just 2 weeks of quitting, blood pressure drops and circulation improves. If you smoke, circle that 2-week mark as your first victory. And if a family member smokes, ask them to take it outside to protect everyone in the home. Because when it comes to stroke prevention, clearing the air is one of the simplest and strongest steps you can take today. Number 2. Salty and ultra-processed foods. Salt may look small on the plate, but it carries a heavy cost inside the body. The World Health Organization recommends no more than 2,000 milligrams of sodium per day, about a teaspoon of salt. Yet the CDC finds that most Americans consume around 3,400 milligrams daily, nearly double the safe limit. That extra sodium pushes blood pressure higher, straining the brain's delicate vessels and raising the risk for both ischemic and hemorrhagic stroke. Ultra-processed foods make the problem worse. Packaged soups, deli meats, frozen dinners, and instant noodles hide massive amounts of salt and preservatives. Over time, these foods don't just raise blood pressure, they also speed up artery stiffening, which makes clots more likely. The changes are slow, so you don't notice the danger building until it's too late. But small adjustments bring big protection. Choose fresh or frozen vegetables instead of canned. Rinse packaged beans or vegetables under water to wash away some of the excess sodium. And when shopping, look at the label. Aim for less than 5% daily value of sodium per serving whenever possible. By cutting back just a little each day, you can keep your blood pressure in check and protect your independence for years to come. Number 3. Sitting too long in passive entertainment. Long hours in a chair may feel harmless, but the science says otherwise. A major study in BMJ 2023 found that sitting more than 8 hours a day raises the risk of stroke and heart problems, even in people who exercise regularly. Why? Because when we sit too long, blood flow slows down. This makes it easier for clots to form and harder for oxygen to reach the brain. The risk grows higher after age 60 when circulation naturally weakens. And it isn't just office chairs. Long TV binges or scrolling on the couch have the same effect. The hidden danger is that you can check the box with a daily walk, yet still undo the benefits if you sit for the rest of the day. The solution is surprisingly simple. Stand up every 30 minutes, stretch, or walk around the room. Even 2 minutes of light movement helps restart circulation. During TV time, use the commercials or pauses as a reminder to move. And if you enjoy reading or puzzles, try doing part of it standing at a counter. These little breaks may feel small, but together they can lower your stroke risk and give your brain the steady blood flow it needs to stay sharp. Number 4. Poor sleep or irregular sleep patterns. Sleep isn't just rest, it's repair time for your brain and blood vessels. Research in PubMed 2022 shows that adults who sleep 6 hours or less per night have a 35% higher risk of stroke compared to those who get 7 to 8 hours. Irregular sleep schedules make the problem worse. Going to bed at different hours each night confuses the body's internal clock. This disruption fuels inflammation, raises nighttime blood pressure, and interferes with normal blood clotting. Doctors call it silent stress because you don't feel it happening. Over months and years, that stress can quietly wear down your arteries and increase stroke risk. The good news is that small changes can reset your sleep rhythm. Aim to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Create a calm bedtime routine. Dim the lights, turn off screens, and avoid caffeine late in the day. And remember, quality matters as much as quantity. A steady 7 to 8 hours of restful sleep helps your brain clear waste, keeps blood vessels flexible, and supports steady circulation. Protect your sleep, and you're protecting your independence. Number 5. Excessive alcohol. A drink with dinner may feel harmless, but too much alcohol can quietly damage the brain and blood vessels. The CDC sets clear limits: no more than 2 drinks per day for men and 1 for women. Go beyond that, and blood pressure climbs, cholesterol balance shifts, and the risk of irregular heart rhythms, like atrial fibrillation, increases. Each of these changes raises stroke risk. Research in NEJM 2023 found that heavy weekend drinking, often called binge drinking, can double the likelihood of stroke in older adults. The problem isn't just quantity, but also the pattern. Large amounts in a short time put sudden strain on the circulatory system. But there's good news: moderation makes a difference. If you enjoy alcohol, try to limit it to small servings with meals. Choose a glass of wine over hard liquor, and balance it with water to stay hydrated. And remember, the more alcohol-free days you build into your week, the more protection you give your heart and brain. When it comes to stroke prevention, drinking less isn't about restriction, it's about freedom to stay healthy and independent longer. Number 6. Frequent NSAID use without medical guidance. Pain relievers like ibuprofen or diclofenac may seem harmless when taken often, but research in BMJ 2021 shows that people who regularly use NSAIDs face a 19% higher risk of stroke compared to those who don't. These medicines can quietly raise blood pressure and make blood more likely to clot. That combination creates the perfect setup for a blocked vessel in the brain. The danger is subtle because the pills reduce pain in the short term while increasing risk in the long term. Many older adults take them for arthritis, back pain, or headaches without realizing the hidden cost. The safest path is to use NSAIDs only under medical advice and only for the shortest time necessary. If you deal with ongoing pain, talk with your doctor about safer options. Alternatives might include acetaminophen, gentle stretching, physical therapy, or even heat and cold packs. And if you must use NSAIDs, never combine them with alcohol, and always check your blood pressure regularly. Managing pain is important, but protecting your brain and independence matters even more. Number 7. Ignoring blood pressure and blood sugar control. High blood pressure and uncontrolled blood sugar are 2 of the strongest drivers of stroke. The CDC reports that nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults has high blood pressure. Many don't even know it. And the American Heart Association notes that diabetes can double your stroke risk compared to someone without it. Even pre-hypertension, readings around 120, 129 over 80, can begin to strain blood vessels. Over time, the constant pressure weakens artery walls, while high blood sugar stiffens them and fuels dangerous clots. The result is a fragile system where one sudden spike can trigger disaster. But control is possible. Check your blood pressure at home at least twice a week and track the numbers. Ask your doctor about your HbA1c, a simple blood test that shows average sugar control over 3 months. Small daily steps make a difference. Eating more fresh vegetables, walking 20 minutes a day, and cutting back on processed carbs. Managing these numbers isn't just about preventing stroke. It's about protecting memory, mobility, and the freedom to live life on your own terms. Connection. The storm inside your blood vessels. Each of these 7 habits may look small on its own. A cigarette here, a salty meal there, one late night, or an extra drink. Individually, they might not trigger a stroke right away. But when they pile up, day after day, year after year, they act like wind, rain, thunder, and lightning. Alone, each one is manageable. Together, they form a perfect storm inside your blood vessels. The arteries become weaker, blood grows thicker, and the brain's lifeline is put under constant pressure. That is why stroke often feels sudden, even though the groundwork was laid quietly over time. The good news is storms can be prevented. By breaking even 2 or 3 of these habits, you can calm the weather inside your body and give your brain a much safer horizon. Now, it's your turn. Go back through these 7 habits and be honest with yourself. Circle the 3 that put you at the highest risk. Then choose one simple step you can start changing today. Because every small decision you make now can help prevent a far bigger cost tomorrow. And if you found this helpful, subscribe to the channel. We share practical, science-based tips to help you stay strong, sharp, and independent. Disclaimer: this video is for informational purposes only and is not a substitute for medical advice. Always talk with your doctor before making changes to your diet, lifestyle, or treatment plan.